You have two extraordinary candidates in John and the Reverend who deserve your vote. And let's face it, you've also got two senators who badly need to be replaced. Look, I served in the Senate. I remember when we used to get briefings in the Senate for threats, including the kinds of briefings that your two current senators got about COVID-19. They got briefed. You know, you go into this room and it's all top secret and you got to kind of close everything off, and you can't take anything out of the briefing room because this is part of your responsibility as a public servant. And the point of these briefings is so that you can take quick action to protect the American people before it's too late. That's why the Senate gets these special briefings, to serve the interests of the people who have sent you to Washington, to serve their interests before your own. When I heard that your two senators here in Georgia, and understand, what I'm about to say now is not a partisan statement. I'd be just as hard if I heard a Democrat was doing this. Your two senators publicly were telling you that the virus would be no big deal. But behind closed doors, they were making a bunch of moves in the stock market to try to make sure their portfolios were protected instead of making sure you were protected. Man, that's shady. That ain't right. They downplayed the pandemic in public, and in private, they're trying to see if they can profit from it, both of them. Not just one of them, both of them. They're like Batman and Robin gone bad. It's like the dynamic duo of doing wrong. I don't know what they were thinking, but Georgia, I promise you, Georgia was definitely not on their mind.
So that was Barack Obama absolutely tearing apart Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, two Georgia Republican senators, because while they and Donald Trump and the Republicans and right-wing media were telling folks not to worry about COVID, and they were downplaying this very serious crisis in private, in part based on the privileged confidential information they were getting as senators, were selling their shares, protecting their personal financial interests, while regular people were being lied to by folks like them who weren't able to do that and were going to lose their jobs and face eviction and not being able to feed their kids potentially, and all of these social and political and economic crises for regular people, while these senators were getting rich. That's what it's about. It's awful. And Obama's right to call it out. And there's humor here, but there's also anger. That it's shady, that they're basically the Batman and Robin of corruption. And I just wanted to bring this to you because Obama is very clearly in Georgia, yes, to help his former vice president Joe Biden win the election over Donald Trump. But the Senate, I've noted this before, the Senate is just as important as defeating Trump, winning the Senate, and the Senate is a harder path to victory. If you look at most of the sites that make predictions, they're basically saying it looks very good for the Democrats to win the House. It looks pretty good for them for Biden to defeat Donald Trump. But the Senate, while the odds are trending in the Democrats' favor, it's not a guarantee that the Democrats will win the presidency and the Senate. And so in Georgia, there's a rare opportunity to elect two senators in one cycle. And both of the Republican senators are corrupt. They're both corrupt. And in David Perdue's case, he mocked Kamala Harris's name. And also you have to remember that absolute destruction by John Ossoff a couple nights ago. That was so bad of David Perdue that Perdue canceled all the upcoming debates. Obama is right to focus on this here. If you actually want to defeat Donald Trump, like really defeat Trumpism, the only way that can happen, the only way you can start to unravel Trump's damage and actually do good things is to defeat Republicans in the Senate. If Mitch McConnell holds on to power there's basically nothing that's going to get done positive for the next 2 to 4 years.